we'd like you to think about coming to therapy by video, just as though you were coming to our actual professional offices. If you're thinking about therapy, here's some things that you might want to consider as motivators, and maybe some things to help calm you and help you understand what really to expect when you decide to come. Online counseling. It's a little bit different, but there are a lot of things that are the same. So we ask people to be prepared, have things ready like Kleenex, some water, and maybe even a snack. Our sugar levels often will go low when we're under a lot of stress, and it can be very stressful when we're in our first session. So having those things available, those are the kinds of things we have in our professional office. We have a little dish of candy, we have apples ready. So have some things like that that you can use to help calm yourself, and you'll know that you're ready to proceed. When we begin, we're going to ask you a lot of questions, so be ready for that. We always tell people to be aware that they don't have to answer all of our questions. If they're not comfortable, they can pass on a question, but we're asking those questions for a reason, and it's to help us both come to a quicker solution. So the more honest and open you can be, the quicker we're going to be able to come up with some solutions for the issue that you're working on. Having said that, some people will tell us when they come home or when they shut down the computer after a session, they ruminate, they think about what they talked about, and they feel kind of like, almost like they're naked because they've shared so much. So be aware of that too. You might have that feeling like, oh, I shared, and you might start thinking, oh, did I say that? Why did I say that? Why didn't I include that? We encourage people to reach out to us between sessions, send us an email, or even just take note of some of these thoughts and feelings that are going through your mind following a session, so that we can talk them through the next time we see you. You can always send us a comment or a question, or you can call in and we can chat between sessions if it's something that's really troubling you. So don't let those things fester. It's really important that we deal with them. Connection between client and therapist is so important. And after you've had a few sessions, if you're not feeling that strong connection, we encourage you to look for someone else, to find a therapist that you feel will meet your needs. I'd be lying to say that doesn't hurt our feelings a little bit. Of course it would. We're human too, but we do want you to get the best help for you. So if we're not it, there are so many therapists out there. Please do look and find the person that is going to meet your needs. Sometimes too, after a while, we're working with people and we feel like we've done what we can do, and it's time to move on to another therapist to work on another issue or to get a different perspective. So there are all those things to consider. When you do come in for your therapy session, please try to have a quiet spot, a place where there aren't going to be too many distractions. Make sure the boundaries are in place so that people know that you need your privacy, and so they won't be coming in. I know I've had several people do their therapy in their car because they can't find a private place at home. But if you're doing that, we should really make sure that we are in a place where you're going to be comfortable and where we're going to get good Wi-Fi as well. That brings me to another point. We want to make real sure that we've tested out the technology before the session starts. It can be helpful for you to be familiar with Zoom and to know how to use your earbuds or your headphones if that's what you're using, to make sure that the screen is set up in a way that you're projecting yourself in a comfortable fashion. So those little things we can coach you through when you're having your session, but you might feel more comfortable if you've run through that a little bit on your own before you start. One of the things I think a lot of people are concerned about is confidentiality, and as therapists, we hold that in very high esteem, and we certainly would not breach confidentiality unless, of course, there was concern for harm for the client or someone else. So that isn't something that should hold people back. However, last week I had somebody say that they knew of someone that was not wanting to come to counseling because they were afraid they would be judged. And that's not what we do either. We are trained to have a very open mind. We're not there to judge, we're there to help. And so if that's something that's holding you back, just remember that we're trained therapists. We've heard so many stories in the past, and there's no concern about shocking us or having us think poorly of you. Every action that anyone takes is perfectly understandable when we understand the person's history. So we will not be there to judge you. We are there to assist you to overcome those stumbling blocks that are in your way for moving forward in your life. Thank you for considering doing internet counseling. It does take a lot of courage to step out there and ask for help. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe. We're here to help you learn a little bit more about counseling, maybe reinforce some of the skills you're already using, but good for you for taking that step and spending the time to explore what counseling is all about. Take care out there.